Right now, at this very moment, you are exactly where your past decisions have brought you. Every single choice you've made, every habit you've formed, every action you've taken or avoided has led you to this precise point in your life. And here's the truth that will either terrify you or liberate you completely. The same principle that brought you here is the exact same principle that will determine where you'll be 5 years from now. The compound effect is not just a financial concept. It's not just about money growing in your bank account. It's the most powerful force in human transformation, and it's been working in your life every single day whether you've been aware of it or not. The question isn't whether the compound effect is real. The question is, are you going to harness it or are you going to let it work against you? Today, I'm going to show you how the smallest, most seemingly insignificant actions you can take right now will create results so massive, so extraordinary, that people will think you've discovered some secret formula for success. But here's the beautiful irony. There is no secret. There's only a principle so simple, so obvious, that most people completely overlook it. And that oversight is costing them everything. The invisible force shaping your life, let me tell you about 2 people I know. Both started at the exact same place. Same age, same background, same opportunities. Person A decided to read just 10 pages of a personal development book every single day. Person B decided to watch an extra 30 minutes of television instead. After 1 month, the difference was barely noticeable. Person A had read about 300 pages, gained some insights, but nothing life-changing had happened yet. Person B was caught up on their favorite shows and felt relaxed. If you looked at their lives, you'd see virtually no difference. After 1 year, Person A had read 3,650 pages across multiple books, developed new thinking patterns, implemented several new strategies, and started seeing modest improvements in various areas of life. Person B had watched approximately 180 extra hours of television and knew every plot twist of every series. Still, the gap wasn't dramatic. But after 5 years, Person A had consumed over 18,000 pages of transformational content, completely rewired their thinking, developed an arsenal of success strategies, built new networks, created multiple income streams, and transformed into an entirely different person. Person B had watched over 900 hours of additional television and was essentially the same person, just 5 years older. The compound effect had been working for both of them. For one, it created exponential growth. For the other, it created exponential stagnation. The mathematics of transformation, here's what most people don't understand about the compound effect. It doesn't work in straight lines. It works in curves that start almost flat and then explode upward. This is why most people quit right before their breakthrough. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're trying to break through a massive wall with a sledgehammer. You swing once. Nothing happens. You swing again. Still nothing. You swing 100 times, and the wall looks exactly the same. Most people would quit here, convinced that their efforts are worthless. But what they can't see are the thousands of microscopic cracks forming inside that wall with every single swing. On swing 101, a small crack appears on the surface. On swing 150, the crack spreads. On swing 200, the entire wall comes crashing down in a spectacular collapse. To anyone watching, it would seem like swing 200 was the one that mattered. But you know better. Every swing mattered. Every swing was building toward that moment of breakthrough. The compound effect was working invisibly, accumulating force, creating momentum, until the tipping point arrived. This is exactly how transformation works in every area of your life. The diet you start doesn't show results on day 1, or day 10, or even day 30. But it's working. The exercise routine doesn't transform your body immediately. But it's working. The skill you're developing doesn't make you an expert overnight. But it's working. The compound effect is always working. The power of 1%. Let me share with you the most powerful mathematical concept you'll ever encounter. The power of 1% daily improvement. If you improve by just 1% every single day for 1 year, you won't be 365% better. You'll be 3,778% better. That's not a typo. That's the compound effect in action. 1% doesn't sound like much. It's barely noticeable. It's the difference between reading for 29 minutes instead of 30. It's doing 1 extra push-up. It's making 1 additional sales call. It's spending 5 extra minutes planning your day. It's so small that you could easily skip it and not feel any immediate consequences. But here's the magic. 1% daily improvement compounds into extraordinary results that seem almost impossible to believe. Meanwhile, declining by just 1% daily leads to a 97% reduction in your effectiveness over 1 year. The gap between these two paths is not 2%. It's astronomical. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can achieve in a year through consistent daily action. They want massive change immediately, and when they don't get it, they quit. They're looking for the dramatic, the spectacular, the overnight transformation. But the compound effect works through the mundane, the consistent, the daily disciplines that nobody sees. The hidden compound effects in your life right now. The compound effect is operating in every area of your life. Your relationships are either compounding positively through daily acts of kindness, attention, and love, or they're compounding negatively through neglect, criticism, and indifference. There's no neutral zone. Your health is either compounding positively through daily choices about what you eat, how you move, and how you sleep, or it's compounding negatively through accumulated stress, poor nutrition, and sedentary living. Every single meal is a vote for the person you're becoming. Your financial future is being determined by the compound effect of your daily spending and saving decisions. That $5 coffee might seem insignificant, but over 40 years invested properly, it represents over $50,000 in lost compound growth. Conversely, saving just $5 a day and investing it wisely could create hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you retire. Your skills and knowledge are either compounding through daily learning and practice, or they're deteriorating through neglect and mental laziness. In our rapidly changing world, standing still is actually moving backward. Your mindset is either compounding positively through daily practices of gratitude, positive thinking, and personal development, or it's compounding negatively through constant complaint, negative media consumption, and toxic thought patterns. The compound effect doesn't care about your intentions. It only responds to your actions. It doesn't matter what you plan to do, hope to do, or intend to do. It only cares about what you actually do day after day, week after week, month after month. The breakthrough moment. There comes a moment in everyone's journey when the compound effect becomes undeniably visible. I call this the breakthrough moment. It's when years of consistent action suddenly seem to pay off all at once. It's when the writer who's been writing every day for 3 years suddenly gets published. It's when the entrepreneur who's been building their business for 5 years suddenly experiences explosive growth. It's when the athlete who's been training relentlessly suddenly breaks through to the next level. To outside observers, these breakthroughs appear sudden, like overnight success. But you'll know better. You'll understand that there was nothing sudden about it. It was the compound effect finally reaching the visible threshold. The tragedy is that most people quit just before their breakthrough moment. They've been planting seeds, watering them daily, but they give up just before the harvest. They've been building momentum, but they stop pushing just before they break through the wall. Why do they quit? Because the compound effect is invisible in the beginning. The results are delayed. The progress is imperceptible. It requires faith in a process you can't see working. But here's what I want you to understand. The compound effect is not a theory. It's a law as reliable as gravity. It's working in your life right now, whether you believe in it or not, whether you're conscious of it or not, whether you're directing it or not. The compound effect of habits. Habits are the delivery system of the compound effect. Every habit you have is either compounding toward your success or compounding toward your failure. There are no neutral habits. The habit of checking your phone first thing in the morning might seem harmless, but it's training your brain to be reactive instead of proactive. Compounded over years, this creates a life of constant distraction and diminished focus. The habit of reading for 20 minutes before bed might seem insignificant, but it's building knowledge, vocabulary, and cognitive capacity. Compounded over years, this creates wisdom, expertise, and expanded opportunities. The habit of complaining about your circumstances might feel like venting, but it's reinforcing a victim mentality and training your brain to focus on problems instead of solutions. Compounded over years, this creates a life of frustration and powerlessness. The habit of expressing gratitude daily might seem trivial, but it's rewiring your brain to notice abundance instead of scarcity. Compounded over years, this creates a life of joy, optimism, and attracting positive opportunities. Your habits are not just things you do. They are votes for the type of person you are becoming. Every action is a vote. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to win the majority of your votes. The compound effect of relationships, the people you spend time with have a compound effect on who you become. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, not just in terms of income or success, but in terms of mindset, habits, expectations, and standards. If you're surrounded by people who complain constantly, make excuses, and accept mediocrity, these attitudes will compound in your own life through osmosis. You'll gradually lower your standards, adopt their limiting beliefs, and accept their level of achievement as normal. But if you surround yourself with people who are growing, challenging themselves, and pursuing excellence, their attitudes and behaviors will compound in your life as well. You'll raise your standards, adopt empowering beliefs, and expand your vision of what's possible. The compound effect means that every conversation you have, every person you choose to spend time with, and every relationship you invest in is shaping your future self. Choose wisely. The compound effect of decisions, every decision you make is either moving you closer to your goals or further away from them. There are no neutral decisions. The decision to hit snooze instead of getting up early, to order fast food instead of preparing a healthy meal, to watch television instead of reading, to complain instead of taking action. These decisions seem small in isolation, but they compound into the trajectory of your entire life. The beautiful thing about understanding the compound effect is that it puts you back in control. Once you realize that your current situation is the compound result of all your past decisions, you also realize that your future situation will be the compound result of all the decisions you make from this moment forward. You can't change your past, but you can change your trajectory. You can start making different decisions right now, today, this moment. And those new decisions, compounded over time, will create an entirely different future. The compound effect of learning in our rapidly changing world. The compound effect of continuous learning is more powerful than ever. The person who commits to learning something new every day will compound their knowledge exponentially. The person who stops learning will find their existing knowledge becoming obsolete. But here's the key. Learning without application is just entertainment. The compound effect only works when you apply what you learn. Knowledge without action is worthless. But knowledge combined with consistent action creates expertise, mastery, and eventually extraordinary results. Read for 30 minutes a day, and you'll read about 25 books per year. But more importantly, you'll be exposed to 25 different perspectives, hundreds of new ideas, and countless strategies for improvement. Apply even a fraction of what you learn, and the compound effect will transform your capabilities exponentially. The compound effect of persistence. Persistence is the fuel of the compound effect. Without persistence, there is no compounding. The magic happens not in the single action, but in the repetition of that action over time. Most people can do something once. Many people can do something for a week. Some people can do something for a month. But few people can do something consistently for years. And that's where the real magic happens. The compound effect rewards persistence more than talent. It rewards consistency more than intensity. It rewards duration more than short bursts of effort. This is why the tortoise beats the hare. This is why the steady person often surpasses the brilliant person. This is why consistent action over time is more powerful than sporadic heroic efforts. The compound effect starting today. Here's what I want you to understand. You don't need to wait for Monday, or next month, or next year to start harnessing the compound effect. You can start right now, today, with this very next decision you make. Choose one small action that aligns with your goals. Just one. Make it so small that it's almost impossible to fail. Then commit to doing that one small action every single day for the next 30 days. Maybe it's reading 10 pages a day. Maybe it's doing 10 push-ups. Maybe it's writing 100 words. Maybe it's making one sales call. Maybe it's expressing gratitude for 3 things. Maybe it's meditating for 5 minutes. The specific action doesn't matter as much as the consistency. What matters is that you prove to yourself that you can harness the compound effect. What matters is that you start building momentum. Because here's the secret. Once you experience the compound effect working in one area of your life, you'll start applying it everywhere. Success breeds success. Momentum creates more momentum. The compound effect compounds upon itself. The compound effect of time is either your greatest ally or your greatest enemy, depending on how you use it. Every day that passes without positive action is a day when negative compounding continues. But every day you take positive action is a day when positive compounding accelerates. You can't get time back, but you can change how you use the time you have left. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for inspiration. Start now, start small, but start. The compound effect doesn't require perfection. It only requires consistency. Overcoming the plateau, there will be times when you feel like your efforts aren't paying off. There will be periods where progress seems invisible, where the compound effect appears to have stopped working. This is normal. This is expected. This is where most people quit. But this is also where champions are made. The plateau is not a sign that the compound effect has stopped working. It's a sign that you're building up energy for the next breakthrough. It's the calm before the storm of success. During these plateaus, remember that the compound effect is still working beneath the surface. The results are accumulating. The momentum is building. The breakthrough is coming. Your job during the plateau is simple. Keep going. Trust the process. Maintain your daily disciplines. Stay consistent with your actions. The compound effect will reward your faith. The compound effect of belief, your beliefs about what's possible compound into your reality. If you believe that small actions can create big results, you'll take small actions consistently. If you believe that only massive action creates massive results, you'll wait for the perfect moment to take massive action, and that moment will never come. The compound effect works best when combined with unwavering belief in the process. When you truly understand that every small action matters, when you really believe that consistency beats intensity, when you have faith in the invisible work being done beneath the surface, you become unstoppable. Belief in the compound effect becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you believe it works, the more likely you are to stick with it long enough to see it work. And once you see it work, your belief becomes unshakable. Powerful conclusion as we reach the end of our time together. I want you to understand something profound. You are not the same person who started reading this. The very act of consuming this information has changed you. New neural pathways have been formed. New possibilities have been planted in your mind. The compound effect has already begun working in your favor. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. What you do with this information in the next 24 hours will determine whether this was just another motivational message you consumed, or whether this was the moment your life changed forever. You now understand the most powerful force in human transformation. You know that small actions, repeated consistently over time, create extraordinary results. You know that the compound effect is working in your life right now, either for you or against you, but never neutral. You know that every choice you make is a vote for the person you're becoming. You know that every habit is either compounding toward your success or toward your failure. You know that every day you delay is a day when negative compounding continues, and every day you act is a day when positive compounding accelerates. The question that will determine your destiny is not whether you understand the compound effect. The question is whether you will trust it enough to start. Will you have the courage to begin with small actions when you can't see the results? Will you have the faith to continue when progress seems invisible? Will you have the persistence to keep going when others quit? Your future self is depending on the decision you make right now. 10 years from now, you will either thank yourself for starting today, or you will wish you had started today. There is no third option. The compound effect is not a theory to be understood. It's a tool to be used. It's not a concept to be admired. It's a principle to be applied. It's not something to think about tomorrow. It's something to act on today. Your extraordinary life is waiting on the other side of ordinary actions, repeated consistently over time. Your breakthrough is waiting on the other side of daily disciplines that seem insignificant but compound into significance. The compound effect has been waiting for you to discover it, to harness it, to unleash it in your life. Today is the day. This is the moment. Your transformation begins now. Start small. Start today. Start now. Trust the process. The compound effect will handle the rest. Your future self is counting on you. Don't let them down.